They'll touch gloves. Purple trunks for the Cuban. Black trunks for the American. Southpaw, Yoel Romero, on a 4-fight win streak. Same for Tim Kennedy.
I'm very interested to see what Kennedy's strategy is in this fight. As I said, he had publicly said that he didn't think that Romero could take him down. He didn't think he wanted to be on the ground with him. Romero is lightning fast on his feet, especially countering.
Yes. Looking for that body kick, which is quite commonly used when you have the stances orthodox southpaw. Kennedy swing and a miss there.
These are two thickly muscled middleweights. Nice right hand there by Romero. Romero also has this like switch up speed where he'll come at you almost like 50–60% and then all of a sudden out of nowhere explode. Moves very relaxed, and then he lights you up. It's a very unusual style.
For the very decorated wrestler, Yoel Romero, the silver medalist in freestyle wrestling at the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia. Oh, caught him with a left hand. Of course, you look at a guy like Daniel Cormier as well, two-time Olympian.
That left hand drew blood.
Yeah.
That sneaky left hand of Romero.
Romero looking to move forward. 37 years old, but young in MMA miles. 8-1. Kennedy bloodied up. You and I have talked so often, Joe, Ronda Rousey, two-time Olympian, about how unique an Olympic athlete truly is.
Well, it's just the highest level of competition that's available in amateur wrestling. Look at that, he's done that twice. The punches to the thigh, and that one was like pretty powerful.
Head kick.
Oh.
Of course, Ronda.
To the body, blocked by Kennedy, but you feel those in your arms, and then he's beating him up to the leg there.
No question. Trying to answer. Of course, Ronda, the first American female to medal in the Olympic Games in judo.
Romero so far is having his way with Tim Kennedy on the feet. And what he's doing is just lulling him with that slow style and then exploding.
And he is a one-punch knockout power kind of guy.
He's doing that again.
You all right?
Caught him a little high. They reset.
He's doing that same thing where he's punching to the thigh.
Right.
Look at this. Kennedy gets him down.
But not for long.
Not for long at all. Look at that explosion by
Wow.
Romero.
And look at Romero.
And Romero has Kennedy down. Look at that, man.
These two fighters are big middleweights. Look at the size of the legs on both these athletes.
And that's where the power comes from.
Absolutely. Kennedy looks like a fullback playing on Sundays.
Yeah, he's got some ridiculous thighs on him. Romero on top of him here, though, controlling him. He's got to look out.
Not a ton of strikes landed yet, but the majority of them, as you saw statistically, belong to Romero.
Well, Kennedy's having a problem dealing with the speed of Romero. The speed that a lot of it comes from the same speed that you have in wrestling, the ability to close distance, shooting double legs. I mean, we've seen that with a lot of fighters that were great wrestlers. Nice takedown by Romero.
Right on cue, Joe.
That become great MMA fighters. It's like they use that same ability to close the distance and they land strikes with it this way.
That type of explosion is only possessed by the very elite.
And it comes off the thighs.
Yes.
It all comes off the legs.
And I remember way back when Josh Koscheck first broke in, he'd go all the way around the octagon to get a takedown.
Yeah, I mean, just ridiculous drive.
Yes.
But when he burst on the scene, he was one of the very best as an amateur wrestler,
For
four-time All-American.
Final seconds of round one. A good start for Yoel Romero.
Kennedy's coming up a bit short with his strikes, Mike. Kicks as well. Just not quite committing and closing that distance that he needs to.
Maybe because he doesn't want to get clinched and taken down.
Well, it's also he doesn't want to get caught with a strike on the
Yeah.
way in. Just a bit of anticipation that's slowing him down.
Right.
Ready?
Chris Weidman, he has won 8 straight. Let's see who will extend their winning streak in this fight between Romero and Kennedy. Off the forearm. That kind of impact can bust a forearm in half, though.
Romero returned it.
4 first-round finishes of the 8 wins coming into tonight for Romero. Coming off a real good fight against Brad Tavares that went the distance. Kennedy moving around, trying to perhaps see a different angle, different approach. Head kick. That low kick followed up with a punch. Benson Henderson, Dan Henderson style. Hendo, 2-time Olympian as well. Up the middle.
Kennedy is having a hard time landing anything really effective, Mike. And Romero, in this round, hasn't really landed anything significant like in the first, but has shown that he can time Kennedy. There was a good front kick to the body there by Kennedy.
Great sprawl by Romero. Oh, left hand.
Tagged him with that left. That's the speed difference there.
Yes.
There's a significant speed difference between these two guys.
The elite athletes who compete in the Olympics, even if it's 14 years later. They were born with a gift and they worked hard to take it to the highest level.
Well, again, if you see the difference between how Kennedy engages here with Romero, and if you pay attention to some of his other fights, like the Rafael Natal fight, where he landed that long left hook, he's just not confident to close the distance the same way. He tried there, but it was blocked by Romero. So far, Kennedy has been fairly ineffective halfway into this fight.
And really, Joe, unable to put a lot of pressure.
There's a good uppercut,
there it is right there. But not a lot of pressure on Romero, which means that Yoel's gas tank's still pretty good.
Well, he's trying, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Romero's slowing down a bit.
Because you and I have always talked about how muscle-bound he is.
Well, he's huge.
Yeah.
But he's also very good at conserving his energy. But he's slowing down already.
The question is Kennedy
enough?
as well? Yeah, is it enough?
God.
Just tossed him aside.
Look at this, though. Kennedy's still hanging on him.
Good scramble
Kennedy
back
looking
and
for
forth.
a guillotine. Kennedy looking for a
Can he
guillotine.
lock it in? Can he finish the fight?
Nope.
No.
Wow.
Pure strength.
Popped out of it.
Yeah.
But they're still scrambling, and this is what Kennedy wants. Kennedy wants to turn this into a dogfight.
Absolutely.
And the
Perfect expression.
And the more he can do that, the more he feels like he can drag Romero into the deep waters of cardio exhaustion.
Which right when I started to ask you about it, Joe, he put on the pressure, and now you see the mouth starting to open. And the heavy
spinning
breathing.
back fist. Spinning back fist by Kennedy landed. He slipped after he landed it, but it did land.
Now Romero pushes him up against the fence. It took about half the fight, but Kennedy has scored some points here.
And it's because Romero has started to slow down.
Yes. Because he was finally able to put a little pressure on him. Still a minute left on the clock here in the second.
And McCarthy called that a cut. I believe that is on Kennedy. It's hard to see here.
Body. What a battle.
Romero's taking some big, deep breaths.
Absolutely.
Huge deep breaths.
Trying to rest, trying to get those arms up and catch his breath.
Slowing down. There's a nice uppercut by Kennedy.
30 seconds. Kennedy wants to keep it right here and grind on the gas tank of the Soldier of God.
Good uppercuts there by Romero. Oh, good right hand by Romero.
Kennedy ducked out of the way. Got caught. Threw a kick at the same time. Yoel Romero.
Good right hand by Kennedy.
Got
Right
rocked.
uppercut.
2, 3 uppercuts. Hit again. Yoel Romero saved by the bell.
Romero is hurt.
Saved by the bell.
Just what we were saying. He was getting tired, and Kennedy is trying to break him. Let's take a look at the end of the round. Yoel Romero is in deep trouble, and here's why. Right hands, right uppercut, on the jaw, right uppercut again. Romero's in all kinds of trouble. Boom, boom, again. Romero is basically out on his feet, saved by the bell.
Great job done by our referee, Big John McCarthy.
The huge cut on the left eye of Romero.
Because for a ref, Joe, there is no clock. It's can the fighter intelligently defend himself? He just makes it to the
Romero's
third.
corner is purposely slowly walking out. They still have the stool in there. What are they doing? They still have he's still sitting on the stool. This is ridiculous. Why isn't he standing up? Why don't they get that stool out of there? No, he's not done. But what they're doing is they saved him some time.
Of course.
They gave him an extra 15,
John
20
might have called it there, yeah. Could have deducted a point, nonetheless. Tim Kennedy's like, what's going on?
Yoel is still exhausted.
Yes. But be careful, Tim Kennedy. But now he knows he has all the momentum in this fight.
Front kick to the body by Kennedy.
Oh! And that's what we're talking about! Romero with a big shot! Now Kennedy trying to survive! Unbelievable back and forth battle! Kennedy's up, but still in trouble! Just what I talked about, Joe. Be careful, Tim Kennedy.
He's hurt, but he's covering up.
This burst might be the last for Romero.
Well, you never know, man. It's whether or not Kennedy can survive what just happened. Kennedy is a bloody mess right now. And Romero's on top of him.
Another shot. It is all over.
He's out.
Yoel Romero.
Wow.
Finishes the fight in the third round.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And they're going to be talking about this one for a while.
Well, not without a bit of controversy.
That's my point. That's
because
exactly
of the
why. Yep.
Start of the third round, but what a spectacular finish by Yoel Romero. Wow. Push kick to the thigh, and look at the distance he covers with that left, and then the right hand behind is the one that does the real damage. And Kennedy drops. He's in all kinds of trouble here. And Yoel Romero is on him. Misses with that one, catches him with that one, drops him again, and all over him. And here, the hammer fist. And you see Kennedy is just a swollen mess by this time. He turns over, and he covers up. And Big John with a perfect stoppage.
Joy said at the beginning of the round, even though...
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy's called a stop to this contest at 58 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by TKO, Yoel Soldier of God Romero.